Following on from my last video, today I want to discuss one of the major reasons why, as empaths, we experience such intense emotions, what the science says, as well as offering a few more tips on finding balance. Although emotions are part of human life and something everyone has to live with, empaths are known to have heightened emotions. Which basically means we get upset easier than others, we feel fear and nervousness more readily, and when we get down it can take longer for us to get back up. We all know that the main aspect of being an empath is both feeling and experiencing the emotions belonging to other people. We can tell when another is anxious, when one is angry or sad, just by the energy they emit. When we enter busy peopled places, we can feel an array of strange sensations that wash over us like a tidal wave. Again, this is because we are picking up the emotional energy of all the people. Being an empath is a gift, like a sixth sense, that we can use not only to help others, but to navigate our way through life. We can make important life decisions based on the way something feels to us. However, not all empaths consider this ability as a gift. Some would label it as more of a curse. Which, in the past, was something I could have related to. Navigating all that we feel is no easy feat, and because we don't always know what has caused our mood shifts, our fatigue or overwhelm, we don't always know what steps to take to rebalance. Which I am going to look at in just a moment. What most empaths don't realize is that although our excessive emotional reactions are mostly felt within the body, they are actually activated in the head. If you have read any of my books, you will know that there is a certain part of the brain called the amygdala, within the limbic system, that plays a big part in processing emotions. And it is this section of the brain that has been proven by science to be overactivated in sensitive people. It was Dr. Elaine Aron, a research psychologist, who found the amygdala to be highly activated in sensitive people like empaths. The more sensitive the person, the more this gland seems to work. Dr. Aron found, through a series of trials and research, that when sensitive people were shown pictures of human suffering, the amygdala became highly activated. This in turn released hormones, such as cortisol and adrenaline, into the bloodstream, which then further enticed emotional responses. The amygdala is not a thinking part of the brain. It is a reacting part that activates when exposed to stimuli such as stress, fear or other strong emotions. It causes an automatic reaction, known as the fight-or-flight response. The fight-or-flight response is the body's way of protecting us from dangerous situations. As mentioned, two of the hormones released into the body, by amygdala activation, are the stress hormones adrenaline and cortisol. These hormones increase heart rate, respiration, and glucose levels, all of which are essential for increased body activity. However, they can also ignite fearful or irrational emotions and anxiety. When these stress hormones are constantly activated, courtesy of amygdala activation, and not used through body movement, etc., it can cause heightened emotional responses. As an empath, simply being in the presence of someone suffering emotionally is enough to ignite a reaction, whether the other person shows their emotions or not. This means we often overproduce adrenaline and cortisol, both of which can eventually lead to anything from depression to autoimmune conditions. In most situations, when stress levels return to normal, the amygdala stops reacting, but not always for an empath. We may stop feeling other people's emotions soon after leaving them. But some people's emotional energy can cling to us for days, which means the amygdala is constantly activated and large amounts of unnecessary stress hormones are dumped into the body. And, with the way the world is now, we don't always have to step out of our door to feel the erratic emotional energy of the people of the world. What to do about it? The good news is the amygdala reaction can be controlled. My books, 7 Secrets of the Sensitive, and The Eating Plan for Empaths, go into greater detail on this subject. I also discussed some great ways to prevent hormone spikes in my last video, but there are some other simple things you can be doing now. Start daylighting. I discussed the incredible benefits I experienced from daylighting in a recent post on my blog. Getting outdoors, seeing the sky and natural daylight, first thing in the morning is a game changer when it comes to balancing the stress hormones. It can be healing in so many ways, and is something you have to try for yourself. And it couldn't be easier to do. Simply step outdoors, as soon as you wake up, and take your eyes in the direction of the sun, not looking directly at it, for a minimum of 10 minutes. I normally spend between 20 to 30 minutes outdoors first thing in the morning, both earthing and daylighting, and it sets me up for the day. You also need to control your thoughts. Because repetitive thoughts can activate the amygdala, it means we have to work to keep our mind from going over to the dark side. Obviously, meditation is brilliant for stilling a busy mind, but it is not for everyone. So here are my other mind-calming favorites. Intense exercise, earthing, getting out in nature, or taking a magnesium aromatherapy bath. They all work a treat for soothing a busy or stressed mind. Another step towards preventing unnecessary amygdala activation is to avoid known triggers. The people you know who stimulate a negative emotional response is a big one. But avoiding any media site that activates the stress hormones is a huge step. Certain online media has a power over our brain that keeps us transfixed, even though it may be stressing us out. I know people who have got repetitive strain injury in their hand from phone scrolling. And finally, watch your sugar consumption. Regularly experiencing stressful emotions, our own or those we feel in others, results in extra glucose being dumped into the bloodstream. From amygdala hormone activation, the last thing we need is a high-sugar diet contributing to this problem. Avoiding sugar, or foods that quickly turn into sugar in the body, such as starchy carbs and potatoes, can prevent this from happening. Okay. There you go. I hope this helps you on your empath journey. If you want to learn more about empath life, then please like and subscribe. I will be regularly adding new content to this channel. Or visit my blog where there are hundreds of posts written to help an empath. Until next time. Diane.